thought I'd let you know that with Consumer Cellular, you can get the same exact coverage as the leading carriers, but for up to half the price.
Arnold Schwarzenegger takes the Colbert Questionnaire. New tonight on CBS.
CBS next Monday.
My money's on liquid cocaine.
There are already drugs. We need to find them fast.
Federal agents!
Clever way to smuggle narcotics.
A new NCIS Hawaii next Monday at 10/9 Central on CBS.
New season of Survivor premieres Wednesday, 8/7 Central on CBS.
Tomorrow is International Polar Bear Day, and Tuesday night will definitely feel like the Arctic. I'll time out the snow, wind, and ice cold temps. Live from downtown Marquette, it's your 19 News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sarah Blakely. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, a judge allows GPS data to be used in a murder trial in Delta County. Tonight, why the judge made the decision in Tavares Jackson's case. Plus, a renewable energy company presents a big financial boost to a Dickinson County organization as it prepares to begin construction on a new solar farm in Felch Township. And Michigan voters cast their votes in the presidential primary tomorrow. A look at how the first round of 9 days of early in-person voting went around the state. Your 19 News starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
It's a little chilly out there tonight, but air not as bad as what we are expecting for tomorrow night.
I know. Winter storm, you guys, the end of February. Kind of excited for it, but I hope everybody is safe. Right now, we've got a temp of about 38 up there in Houghton as the lift bridge is nice and shiny, courtesy of the Michigan Tech University. Cam, current conditions fairly dry and calm, but as Sarah mentioned, we do have some winter weather on the way. This starts Tuesday evening. I'll go over all of those details, but basically, we've got a possibility of rain to mix, some snow, wind, and cold temperatures. I'll go all over that after the break.
Thank you very much, Ariane. A South Carolina man died on Little Bay Dinock over the weekend after falling through the ice. Just after 8:30 Sunday night, dispatch was called out to a mile off the Days River for 6 people who went through the ice on snowmobiles. The Delta County Sheriff's Office says 4 of them fell into the water and the other 2 were able to pull some of them out. Responders rescued the others, but one was unresponsive. Life-saving measures were administered at the scene, but 44-year-old James Massey Jr. was taken to OSF St. Francis Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The others were treated there and released. The sheriff's office released this map of where the rescue took place and the route first responders took. Officials urge extra caution in that circled area there due to broken up ice from the airboat. Officials also responded to an ice rescue on Saturday after 2 people fell into the water on a 4-wheeler. Both of them got themselves out of the water and back to shore, where they denied medical treatment. New at 11, GPS data will be admitted in the trial of the Escanaba man accused of murdering pregnant 22-year-old Harley Corwin last July. 33-year-old Tavares Jackson is being charged with open murder, felony possession of a firearm, and assault intentionally causing the death of a fetus. GPS location data from apps Life 360 and Snapchat was used in the preliminary exam to show Corwin's phone's last known whereabouts. However, Jackson's defense questioned the accuracy of that data, saying that because her phone has not been recovered, it's impossible to know what settings on her phone or the apps could have affected the results. The defense made a motion to preclude that data from the trial, but the judge denied their motion.
The evidence is actually authentic or genuine. As a matter of fact, is for a jury to decide. Parties can argue to the jury whether the evidence is in fact genuine and reliable.
The judge also ordered an in-camera inspection into an incident involving a witness in the case and a Delta County Sheriff's Department sergeant. Jackson's trial is scheduled for August 5th. A Dickinson County community just received a financial boost from a company that's installing a solar operation at a former mine site. Circle Power Renewables presented a $150,000 check to the Dickinson Area Community Foundation to fund scholarships and recreation projects in the area. Circle Power got the green light to begin installing a 120 megawatt solar farm at the old Groveland mine site in Felch Township. The CEO says the property tax guarantee to local governments and schools is the first first agreement of its kind in the state.
They estimate, though, that once the project is actually constructed with the costs after inflation and other things, it's actually going to generate quite a bit more revenue. However, we have guaranteed at least $12.4 million as a floor, and if the project ends up owing more, then it will pay that obligation.
Part of the check presented tonight will help fund yearly endowment scholarships for students, and some of that money will also go to the townships. Over 1 million votes have already been cast in Michigan ahead of tomorrow's presidential primary. Early voting saw a 13% increase this year from the 2020 election. Our Michigan Capitol correspondent Sophia Murphy has more from election officials about how this year's first round of early voting went here in the UP.
Just over 2,000 people showed up for early in-person voting across the UP. County clerks are saying the changes were successful and well received by those who showed up to participate. The main concern for clerks across the peninsula was the cost.
It was very expensive to implement with all the new machines and everything.
In Delta County, the clerk says 178 voters turned up at the one designated location in her area. She voiced concerns about the cost being almost 4 times the amount of a normal election, saying they spent nearly $300 per voter. Up north in Dickinson County, 290 voters cast their ballots across 10 different locations.
I think it's going to get bigger with time. So as it grows, I think it'll be well worth it in the end.
Their clerk explained that the state will reimburse a majority of the excess costs to the county, and that ultimately she thinks it will be a positive change. The Marquette County clerk, Linda Talsma, says they saw the largest turnout with 505 voters.
We had quality numbers, so I was pleased with that. However, I do think in August and November, we're going to see even higher numbers throughout the state. I think it'll catch on. It's just going to, like anything new, it takes a little bit of time.
Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson says election officials expected this first year to be an investment cost-wise.
I expect in-person early voting to also become more and more popular as more citizens learn about their options and become accustomed to Michigan having several election days rather than just one election day.
Overall, Benson says 13% of registered active voters have already participated early, and that it's inspiring to see Michigan citizens active and engaged in this presidential primary. From Michigan's capital, Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News.
Tomorrow is the last chance to vote in the presidential primary election. Polling locations are open from 7 a.m. until 8 p.m. local time. You can find more about your polling location at michigan.gov/vote. Early voting was a new experience for Michigan clerks, but one says the process went smoothly thanks to the dedication of their county clerk. The Delta County clerk worked with each precinct to organize a centralized early voting location. According to the Ford River Township clerk, the county clerk took much of the workload and financial load off of city and township clerks by limiting the number of poll workers needed.
Just pick dates and times that our workers were available. We only need 4 workers a day rather than keep our own polls open 8 hours a day for 9 days in a row. She's amazing. It's really, really a lot of work she put into it, and we're very thankful for her.
The Ford River Township clerk says precincts saved thousands of dollars by all contributing to the county's purchase of equipment for that early voting period. And the Marquette County clerk is reminding everyone else to cast their ballots in person for the presidential primary tomorrow. Michigan is an open primary, meaning voters can choose to vote on the Republican ticket or the Democrat ticket. Some voters will also see local items on their ballots. In Marquette County, for example, there's a millage proposal for Sands Township, and there's also a millage renewal for Ishpeming Public Schools.
Keep in mind, this is just Marquette County. We are different throughout. I would like everybody to take that time, get familiar with your online service that the Secretary of State has put out there. It's important. It has a lot of information, and it's good information.
Again, to see your precinct or see what's on your ballot, just head to michigan.gov/vote or head to WZMQ19.com. Despite a double-digit loss for Nikki Haley in her home state of South Carolina on Saturday, the former UN ambassador has vowed to remain in the race. The 20-point victory for former President Donald Trump also appears to be costing the Haley campaign. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon has the report from Washington.
I'm not giving up this fight when a majority of Americans disapprove of both Donald Trump and Joe Biden.
Heading into her home state's primary, Nikki Haley vowed to continue her campaign regardless of the outcome.
I'm a woman of my word. And we're headed to the Super Tuesday states throughout all of next week.
This week, Haley doubling down despite the loss of a major campaign donor, Americans for Prosperity. AFP Action had paid for ads and field operations for months in an effort to convince Republican voters to back someone other than Trump. However, some experts say Haley is probably not going anywhere anytime soon and that she may even stay in the race beyond Super Tuesday.
I wouldn't be surprised if she continued all the way to the convention.
Dr. Todd Belt is the director of George Washington University's Political Management Master's Program. He says the legal challenges surrounding the former president give Haley a reason to stay in the race.
Because that will give her more delegates and a little bit more leverage in terms of saying, I'm really the next heir apparent here in the Republican Party should something happen.
Another reason is because Haley could be laying the groundwork for another run in 2028.
She's developing the contacts, the donor lists, the volunteers, and everything you need to make a run. So it's actually not time ill spent at this point.
In the meantime, Haley is looking for momentum from voters in Michigan who will head to the polls on Tuesday.
We're headed to Michigan tomorrow.
Reporting in Washington, Brendan Scanlon, WZMQ 19 News.
Nikki Haley is currently campaigning in Michigan. She held events in Troy yesterday and Grand Rapids today. And as we mentioned, over 1 million early votes have already been cast ahead of tomorrow's election. Your first warning weather forecast is coming up after this break. Plus, a winter event in Dickinson County is canceled due to ice conditions. We'll tell you about the kites over awesome Lake Antoine. And later, some of the highlights from the FIS ski jumping tournament despite more wind delays through the weekend. We're back in 2 minutes.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
The wait is over. England Furniture's quick shipping is back at Kirkish Furniture. Choose your style and fabric and receive your furniture in as little as 30 days. Browse our in-stock selection or let our staff help you customize the perfect sofa or chair. Plus 1 year free financing and free delivery.
With style and class, MeTV's Perry Mason represented the sleek 50s fashion, distinctive and suave. The truth never goes out of style on Perry Mason.
Weekdays at 9 a.m. and 11:30 p.m.
John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to get their car fixed. John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to fix their car. Was that right? For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market. Why do I keep forgetting that word? Experience. Okay, go. 3, 2. For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market.
And don't forget,
This week,
I am back, baby.
Colbert's got Timothy Chalamet, Senator Cory Booker, Amanda Gorman, and Josh Brolin. New this week on CBS.
Who will be there when the final whistle blows or the final votes have been cast? Will you start a career in the broadcasting industry? Be there. Go to BeThereMichigan.com.
Now, WZMQ 19 News First Warning Weather with Ariane Stasek.
Well, if you are anywhere other than Marquette, as we've got some clouds rolling in, you have a good chance of seeing that full moon out there. And boy, the effects surely are in full swing today even. It is the snow moon, named for February getting usually the most amount of snowfall. This winter is a little bit different. Flood alerts, we have some of these starting Tuesday evening going into Wednesday, or early Wednesday going into that afternoon. So basically Houghton and Keweenaw counties, as well as Marquette and Alger counties, expect some water possibly on low-lying roads and properties. And then a special weather statement per the National Weather Service here, mostly the central and some eastern counties where we could see up to 2 inches of snow. We have chances of freezing rain and sleet as well as that snow, so roads could be a little bit icy for your commutes Tuesday evening into Wednesday. And then winter weather alerts up to 4 inches possibly along the Keweenaw here, and then 45-mile-an-hour winds, 50-mile-an-hour winds for Alger County. Again, 2 to 4 inches possibly there as well. Again, that goes Tuesday evening into our Wednesday morning. So your snow planner, we could see 2 inches. Most of that's going to be along that Keweenaw coastline there, up to 2 inches. And then Wednesday morning, we are mostly waking up to about 2 inches on average, but some of us could see close to 5. And then Wednesday evening, we could see some additional snow showers as well. We've also got windy conditions on the way. So late on Tuesday evening or early Wednesday morning, like I said, up to 2 inches, especially over there in Ironwood. And then looking at our Wednesday commute in the morning, close to 4.2 for Marquette. Look at this, Sault Ste. Marie. Could be close to 5 inches for that morning. And again, these snow showers could continue into even our Thursday as well. So winds right now coming out of the south, we're going to see a change of direction. Those winds are going to start coming from the northwest overnight on our Tuesday here. As we take a look, the gustiest times are going to be around 3 p.m. Tuesday till around 7 a.m. on Wednesday, up to 45 miles an hour. And that's pretty much the entire UP during this duration. Before that, though, it'll be mostly along that northwest and northeast coast. As we take a look here, getting really spicy around 10 p.m. on Tuesday. We could have gusts up to 41 miles an hour in Marquette. And like I mentioned, everybody's seeing some very gusty conditions on that Wednesday morning. Look at Munising, around 44 miles an hour there. So just be prepared. There's going to be some patchy blowing snow with all of these winds too. For this evening, we'll be in that 30-degree range, but look at this tomorrow. A high of 61 for Iron Mountain, mostly sunny skies, and again, those wind gusts picking up in the afternoon, mostly around 3 p.m. And look at these temperatures dropping on Wednesday, where we'll expect some wind chills as well. I'll have your 7-day outlooks coming up in 15.
Thank you very much, Air. An annual Dickinson County winter kite flying event is canceled due to poor ice conditions. Kites over Awesome Lake Antwine, or Koala, was scheduled to take place the weekend of March 8th. The Lake Antwine Park Partners announced the cancellation after determining the ice was unsafe because of the warm weather. This would have been the 3rd year for the event. The economic impact to the community is about $20,000 in funding, with this year's event gaining around 20 new sponsors. The park partners say they are looking forward to colder temperatures and an even bigger event in 2025. Yesterday's final tournament of the FIS Continental Cup ski jumping competition in Iron Mountain was called off for safety due to wind conditions. The ski jumpers were able to get a couple of tournaments in on Saturday, though. WZMQ's Iron Mountain Bureau reporter Amy Doyle shares some of the jumping highlights.
Over the weekend, ski jumpers soared through official training and 2 tournaments at Pine Mountain. Astonishingly, 2 jumpers tied while also setting the new hill record.
We have tied for the hill record 139 meters. Number 19, Marcus.
Seasoned club members say this has never been done on the new hill and has not happened on the old hill since sometime in the 1950s. The Butch Wadeen Weekend Warrior Award was claimed by one of the record holders, Marcus Eisenbichler, for scoring the most points throughout the weekend competition. He says the last time he broke a hill record, he was in Norway.
It's my second hill record in my career. I have one in Lillehammer and now here in Iron Mountain.
The other record breaker, Jonas Schuster, was thrilled to make a telemark landing. Schuster is following a family tradition with his record jumping.
His father jumped here.
It feels amazing, especially because it's the first time for me to be here, and then first competition and my first win in the Continental Cup Series, and also with hill record. I think it's one of the best days in my ski jumping career, to be honest.
The annual competition keeps bringing back the best jumpers in the world, like Eisenbichler, who last jumped here in 2012.
I like it. It's a bit like ski flying here in Iron Mountain, and the people are here also awesome.
One of the best skiers in the world. I think he likes it here in Iron Mountain.
The jumpers will have their scores from the 2 Saturday tournaments and will continue on to the next part of their Continental Cup Series in Planica, Slovenia. Amy Doyle, WZMQ 19 News, Iron Mountain.
Business owners and community leaders gathered Saturday night to raise money for the Ishpeming Rotary. The Rotary's annual gala, held on NMU's campus, included both live and silent auctions with items donated from local businesses. Rotary members were able to purchase tickets and tables, and proceeds from the event went directly back to supporting the Ishpeming economy. Rotary leaders say with the unpredictable winter weather we've been having, fundraising events like this one are vital.
All these businesses and folks out here helping us and supporting the Ishpeming Rotary Club during our annual gala, we wouldn't be able to fundraise the monies needed to do the things that we do in our community.
More information on the Ishpeming Rotary can be found at WZMQ19.com. It's been busy all day at a golf course in Wausau, Wisconsin, with golfers hitting the course early. The Rib Mountain Golf Course made the announcement in a Facebook post last Friday, and as soon as people found out, it was no question they'd be hitting the links today. Now you may be thinking, how are they even able to keep their course playable this early in the season? February, right? Well, the owner says they don't do too much extensive grooming. If it snows, they'll rely on Mother Nature for the weather to warm up and the snow to melt.
Doesn't matter if there's a little snow out there. It's just as long as there's no frost on the greens and stuff like that. So we just took one tarp off of number 4.
Golfing in Wisconsin in February. Who'd have thunk? The course is putting the finishing touches on the greens for the season, and once hole 9 opens up tomorrow, all 9 will officially be open to the public. Still ahead tonight, the real estate market in some parts of the country is seeing a decline. We'll tell you why next.
My name's Douglas Hill, and I've been working at Goodwill a little over 14 years now. Goodwill is a place to give people opportunities, especially if they have a disability. You know, it's good to be around people, and the fact that I know that I'm not alone, it's actually changed my life for better. I would just love to say thanks for giving me the opportunity, and that I love working with the people. You know, we joke around, we have a good time, and work gets done.
Supporting Goodwill helps give our clients fuller lives.
If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, then you need to call us right now. Debt Fix Pros can significantly reduce the amount you owe, and you could be debt-free faster than you think.
I knew we had to do something. Our debt was growing.
It was getting out of control, and we just didn't know what to do.
We saw an ad for Debt Fix Pros. We called, and they showed us how fast they could get us out of debt.
Call 1-800-308-1656. That's 1-800-308-1656.
Getting ready, we all have our routine. Finding an outfit. Fixing your hair. And all the other little touches. Gum, check. Keys, check. Phone, check. But of all the things you remember to bring with you, naloxone could be the most important. It can reverse an opioid overdose. You can get it without a prescription in most states, and it's really easy to use. If you or someone you know is at risk for opioid overdose, naloxone could save their life. Keep it on you and at home. For more information about naloxone, visit cdc.gov/stop-overdose.
You're watching the award-winning WZMQ 19 News, live and local with Sarah Blakely.
The real estate market has slowed significantly because of rising loan costs. Elise Preston has a look at when homes might move again.
Americans are hoping for a spring thaw in the housing market. Rising mortgage rates and higher home prices have kept many would-be buyers on the sidelines.
When you have mortgage rates above 7%, it's really been a gut punch for the whole real estate market. And that's why there's so much focus on the Fed in this game of poker. When do they start to cut rates?
The current rate for a 30-year mixed loan is 7.5%, with the average home price hitting a record high of $379,000. Dan Ives of Wedbush Securities, a brokerage firm.
The housing market's essentially at a standstill. I'll call it, it's a buyer's strike, and sellers, inventory is starting to increase, but no one's really signed on the dotted line.
Despite inflation slowing down, Americans are spending more than 11% of their income on food, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, a number not seen in more than 30 years.
What is your advice to the average consumer?
Yeah, my advice is we're going to see the Fed start to cut as we get into May and June. That's good for consumers.
Some good economic news. The nation's unemployment rate remains steady, with more people finding new jobs at the start of the year than experts predicted.
In other consumer news, traffic deaths are now trending downward after a post-pandemic spike. A preliminary analysis by the National Safety Council shows more than 44,000 people died in traffic crashes in 2023. That's a 4% drop from 2 years ago, but it's still 13% higher than before the pandemic. The NSC says speeding, distracted driving, and impaired driving are major factors contributing to the problem.
I think at the beginning of the pandemic, we had less people driving. I think that provided some drivers the visual cue or perhaps the permission to drive faster. And unfortunately, that type of behavior has not subsided since traffic returned to our roadways.
NSC data also shows motor vehicle fatalities were down at least 10% in a dozen states, while 7 states and Washington, D.C. saw double-digit increases. The agency says nearly half of all roadway fatalities occur on rural roads. New survey data shows younger Americans aren't aware of the risk factors for colorectal cancer that are actually within their power to change. Colorectal cancer rates have been rising among younger people in recent years, and there are steps you can take to reduce your risk. Michael George explains.
Will Triplett is an Ohio restaurant owner and busy dad of 2. In 2019, he began experiencing rectal bleeding and discomfort. It worsened, and months later he received some devastating news.
It was stage 3 rectal cancer.
Triplett was just 43, younger than the recommended age of 45 for a colonoscopy.
Busy, active lifestyle. Didn't always have the best diet, especially in my younger adult years.
A new national survey from the Ohio State University Comprehensive Cancer Center of 1,000 adults found while most people know family history is a risk factor for colorectal cancer, they lack awareness for other factors. Less than half know alcohol use is a risk factor. 2 in 5 don't know a lack of physical activity can play a part. And more than a third are unaware that obesity and a diet high in fat and processed foods are risk factors. Dr. Matthew Kalady, who treated Triplett, says the uptick in colorectal cancer among younger Americans is concerning.
One of the things that we do think it's related to is probably consumption. People nowadays, unfortunately, based on our society, there's a lot less physical activity, particularly in some of the younger populations.
Doctors emphasize colorectal cancer can be cured if it's caught early and prevented through regular screening. Triplett's kids will start getting colonoscopies at age 35. He's urging everyone of the recommended age to make that appointment.
There's really no reason to worry. They're easy.
Triplett adds it could potentially save your life.
That survey also found Black and Hispanic people who were at increased risk for colorectal cancer know less about the risk factors compared to white people. We will reach the top of the weather roller coaster tomorrow and take the drop the same day. Ariane has the outlook on the way, and the new restaurant in Marquette Township that's already busy in our final story after this.
What do you do when your tire goes flat and there's no air anywhere to fix that?
you reach for Bullseye Pro, the smarter, faster, hands-free way to fill it up with air. Bullseye Pro is equipped with a rechargeable lithium-ion power plant. So fast, so strong, and so convenient. It's like putting the power of an air compressor in the palm of your hand. Look, you can inflate all 4 tires of your car on a single charge, or inflate a bag full of soccer balls at practice. Bullseye Pro is so advanced, it has a built-in smart pressure digital sensor that gauges and automatically stops when the set tire pressure is reached. Plus, it can be 100% hands-free. You simply set the target pressure and walk away, keeping you out of harm's way. Bullseye Pro is lightweight, durable, and powerful enough to inflate this massive monster truck tire. Plus, it has 4 ultra-bright LED lights to safely inflate at night. Bullseye Pro comes with 3 custom air nozzles on board, so you can easily inflate pool toys, exercise balls, and more. Forget driving to the gas station. Bullseye Pro is your anywhere, anytime inflation station. Call or go online now and get the complete Bullseye Pro inflation system, all for the factory direct price of just $79.99. It comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. Plus, we'll ship your entire order free. That's right, free shipping. But to really inflate this offer, we'll give you a 50% discount on a second one. You get it all. An incredible value for one low price. Call or go online to order now.
To order, call 1-800-794-9110 or go to getbullseyepro.com. So call 1-800-794-9110. That's 1-800-794-9110 or order online at getbullseyepro.com.
Taking a look at the school day or just your day tomorrow around noon, those temperatures really nice, 40 to even 54, maybe 60 degrees for some of us. Some breezes, and then those gusts will really pick up in the afternoon around 3 p.m. continuing into the evening and our Wednesday. We could even see it into Thursday. Taking a look at futurecast, we could see some precipitation on the east half here, and then those snow showers pushing in around 6 p.m. on Tuesday evening, around 11. Most of that activity over there on the northwest coast before moving in, taking over the majority of the UP on Wednesday morning. Again, chances of freezing rain and sleet are moving in with all this. And we've got the Copper Dog coming up this weekend. Looks like lovely conditions for that. So make sure you check that out. Go to their website or our website for more information. Our 7-day outlook for Marquette. We've got International Polar Bear Day tomorrow. And look at these temps dropping down in the evening.
Finally tonight, a new restaurant is officially open in Marquette Township. Texas Roadhouse opened its doors after cutting the ribbon this afternoon. The steakhouse held fundraisers over the past few days, donating to UPAWS, the UP Whitetails Association, and some other organizations that helped make the opening possible. The manager says the crew is excited to bring something new to the area.
We want to serve legendary food and give legendary service, but it's all about the people first. We're here to serve hand-cut steaks made from scratch sides every single day. I got guys in the back right now prepping everything up for tonight's opening day, and we're excited to be here and be a part of the community.
Students and school faculty are eligible for discounts on a number of menu items. Texas Roadhouse is open weekdays from 3 to 10 p.m., Saturday from 11 to 11, and Sunday from 11 to 10. And it's the rolls, man. It's the rolls.
I was going to ask, what you going to get? Sorry.
Is that your best Texas accent?
I don't know. It's an accent.
Generic Southern accent. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Shop our huge selection of Amish crafted dining room sets at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Browse our large in-stock collection and customize with a special order with 1-year no-interest financing available, plus free delivery. Shop Kirkish Furniture today.
Here's your WZMQ CBS This is Home Community Calendar.